This is the Anti-Partisan Network. My name is Johnson. Welcome to another video. So on today's video, I think I'm trying to explore and understand the relationship that Ghana has, recently forged with China. This great relationship that they have forged. Me personally, I think it's a bad idea. But you see, the government and these politicians, they are trying to treat politics as some kind of theater, and we are here as spectators to enjoy the show. So let's get to the video. It's about Mr. Kwesi Pratt, who is just found out recently that he is the editor-in-chief of one of the national newspapers. And he went to Metro TV with Audu Moro, and then Audu was asking him questions about Mr. President Mahama's sudden appearance in the China kingdom. They are going to forge a relationship. So let us go and hear about the benefits and all the things that we are going to get, all this magical package that the Chinese people have wrapped up and about to present to us. Let us go and then break things down and sort of use common sense to understand what our characters of this play, of this theater, is trying to show us. So the Anti-Partisan Network, subscribe, like it. Let's get to the video.
First of all, I'm so very happy that the president of Ghana decided to go to China to work on improving relations with China. And this is because I believe very strongly that given the challenges that face us, our best options for international partnership to get out of poverty and misery and so on is China. China is offering...
So, me shut down TSC. The reason why, if you want to get out of poverty and progress and development and all that, why do we have to form an international partnership first before we can achieve that? Like I understand that we have a lot of debt that we have to cover, but country into China for no money debt. Like China has never had a debt before. Now I cover my dear. Everybody is trying to do what is good for them. We are all trying. And I don't see how how the Chinese, how they became powerful. Industrialization agent, they never left. I want you to understand, they are very industrious. They manufacture everything. And I'm a global superpower. And one thing as we bet me our folks, Kakitwana China farmer was Kakesi. Now the John no Kwakwachi. Like you see, I want these people to understand that sad time now colonialism only 70 years there. All those things are past. We find ourselves in the modern time with them one amukai. See, and here find our far Bruni be to regional say and far. Any baby, we are responsible for our own livelihood. And your man, of course, we are responsible for the consequences, we are responsible for the actions. And me the reason why Ube Sanso could be aqua risk international conflict. You understand? Ube could be aqua risk international conflict, and I say an international conflict of interest with other countries. When say you have relationship with other countries, you say in these current times, things are very hard and trying. When the relationship between the people that are trying to relate, you know the kind of atmosphere that you find yourself in. It's me the reason why, if you want to find a solution to your your poverty, to your problems, why would you want to partner with somebody else? That is what I don't understand. So you see that these people that you are partnering with, you are not helping them solve their problems. You are not helping them in sort of come out of this emergency situation that we have created for ourselves. You are helping them go forward, ascend on the ladder of development and progress. You are helping them go up, and it's like you are hoping that as they go up, they will drag you along. So they will still be that gap. They will still, if here is China, here is Ghana. If they are going up, we too are going. So there will still be that gap. So you are not really shifting anything. You are just it's like you're not really doing anything. So what is the perfect solution for poverty and unemployment and all of this? It is by making sure investing in the development of your country, the activities in it. You have to know that you have a lot of people that you have trained who are sitting in the house. You have a lot of graduates, people who are educated, and they do not have the opportunity or the chance to sort of like express or put their experience or skills into use. How to apply them, how to technicalize them for you to see, to appreciate, so that you can market. You have all these people there because you do not provide a platform. You can so many times say you initiate industrialization, you are going to get industrious people in the industries. By the time when you bounce, your country will become industrious. The country is not the land, the country is not the facilities, the country is the people. So if the general population, the major population is about 90% middle class, we consider that country to be a middle class country. And it is the people. If we consider the 90% of the population to be like a top class, we consider that class to be a top class. And one that country as to be a top class country, a top world country, a middle world country, a lower world, and that is the degree. It's yet the nipa ne womb, a nipa no musica, their poverty, their progress, their development, their livelihood, their security, and yet the casa anima. It's mimi him the reason why catch it will be say nipan emboa na one kasa won solve our problems our kasa okay. Like who sha is it not against accept now call you and coca and say do not fish for a man but teach a man to fish and you feed him for a generation? Isn't not hypocrisy? So let's continue.
You know, something which is not an offer from the World Bank and the IMF, and it's also not an offer from the Western capitalist states. China is offering us something that I think we should take advantage of. And one of the most important things
it is a
China has offered is the Belt and Road Initiative, which is largely to make resources available for expansion, rebuilding and expansion of national infrastructure.
China has to come and build your roads for you.
This is so very important because if you look at national infrastructure, it is all designed to facilitate a continued neo-colonial exploitation. You look at our railways, all of the railways in Ghana start from areas of the concentration of wealth. So
what did he say? He said that the infrastructure such as the railways, they are designed to improve I don't understand. Neo-colonialism beneficiaries. Like but there's no colonialism anywhere. So how does that argument stand? Like do we see like your white people kute train stations are or more commanded trains this or far like I don't understand. where is the external hand in this? Because maybe I sure say the colonial times ended I think 60 or 70 years ago. It means you sure say if there's something going on right now, you can use that as an excuse anymore. There's a reason. There's a reason why more trains near there. There's a reason why. The reason is the people who are in charge, they are not taking care of. Like, there's a reason why. You have to let merit speak. So appearance and then you want to like build government buildings like AFA. But what is the point of them? It's a Ghana I'm saying. And then I'm in airport residence or now me see me check buildings now. Embassy now. Obi no why foreigner no free in the country ni buy me. The embassy now team. Boss easy don't go there. AFA papa. The embassy ni AFA crossing like one town ni sikani or hopa ni fi. But why foreigner? Yeah, taxpayers money na and you see sad. And you almost as if say we like the appearance more than the performance. Like the shiny AFA, what time we see it will be what you like Bani with this guy. But at the same time, let's continue.
Starts from diamond producing areas, gold producing areas, bauxite extracting areas, timber producing areas, and so on. And where do they end up? All of that ends up in the port. This is typical of the colonial economy. It hasn't changed.
like all of them end in the port. And you wind the decor like me, I don't understand. Embrofo here was some kind of Embrofo battalion BJB. I'm making sure the resources in their community. Yeah, they quack home. Yeah, they quack home. So I do not understand the allegation.
Now, if we have to build new economies, based on our own aspirations and so on, we need to change national infrastructure. And I think that the Belt and Road Initiative offered by China gives us the opportunity for rebuilding of national infrastructure with a new orientation. Besides, the Chinese do not have the rigid conditions that the West has. In the West,
the Chinese do not have rigid conditions.
Are seen as foreign policy instruments.
China na yaso be quite exercise if you don't want speech I quatrain China na yase government official be kuku di obi sika ya quatrain mu no China ayo
China, they're not foreign policy instruments. China believes that it needs itself to overcome bullying, especially by the US and so on, that the only way it can do that is to cooperate with third.
The US is bullying China. The US is bullying China. So that is the reason why Ghana is siding with China. Nadan Kofu will say, what happened say and a COVID by. COVID by. Papa will say, what for plea? Tio, what for plea? Ako you win. Eko make his speech. Nancy, say, your 20-year progress was destroyed by a 2-year pandemic. That pandemic, when is that here? When is China where will be bullying? Superpower can say to say American or no go bullying. Now, the reason why Ghana for sided with China and the US for a bully China for so that no. Nasa wo starting to kwa. Nasa afin to kwa luntimi nkumbiwa. Bullying. Okay, so that is the reason why at the same time Ghana has sided with. Okay, Palestine. Oh, okay. I don't have a side. I'm anti-side. I don't have any side. But I'm just trying to sort of like understand, because if you compare all these recent things to history, Israel and Gaza for me, Israel and Palestine for me, you say. So what can we dream? Well, let's try and put all my finding in iron tool. Me mention that name will be free as usual. I do not know the head and tail of it all. So the kakra minimum no, and I'm the better. I am simple and short. You see Israel for and a Palestine for what attack you. Israel for no one, only a Jew for or religion, they are Jews. Jew for more Muslims, almost someone Christians. Also religion, and there's a certain similarities in it. And I make Papa Kasim say Islam religion is started free Catholic, because also when you be a kuta rosary needs a beat in the animal. The way of their worship crowd, sometimes they bow and everything. It's Jew for no more among Christians, almost all many Muslims. By as an America for defend you too much. And here's the reason why. Umba reste Palestine border. Now Palestine for America for also a Muslim country. So according to their teaching, they are against Christian countries. And you know money America for one to quarter. And you can't say one casa publicly. Declare say become American citizen and Christianity. So we should Jew for now. Free baby nearby. Israel for free baby nearby. Are victims of war. Near Sasipo, and Baba rest your hands. And any Madame Mumma assassin be so when you're Montasso. Mobile, won't me expect you almost say, sided with Palestine for more this radical idea say, person ending Christianity in American citizens. Like they cannot side with them. And just because of say they do not want to side with them, they sure say, and my Palestine for echo attack you. Attack you. Just because of say they did not side with America. And America for me see you, but near me America. Like I said, me minimum 70% to buy, and minimum make a show. Whether so be believe and I say won't believe. Whether I say make sense and I say make sense. I think that's up to you, because that is what I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to promote free thinking. Eti say sha America for nothing say Palestine for attack Israel for all because of say omun ka omun attack America for it. They had to now also defend Israel for Indiana. It's a say Israel for baby so omun do baby. That's the relationship between Israel and America. Even though say Israel is closer to Palestine, they are friends with Americans and they are enemies with Palestine. And in Tokwani Fiti are saying that Palestine for the Coco starting to Kwanu. Now Israel for you might be say sending Yankupon Cassan and Quo follow on the band to Quadia. And on one Casado on one Casayas almost sponsors near the yet me your researcher developing weapons and where you must sing Palestine for. To the point I feel the Israel for the Palestine for and Tokwan. I feel the Palestine for now, so even though some of them start here, but lose too much. Natian was semi woman. Baby Antokwanism, I Gaza Strip na ya omuna a home in Tokwanetesi. Gaza for na tipu na omwa Palestine for na two. Na omo motiwon. Say rebels of Palestine for soldiers for na biao. And omwa ba fra from. Omo sisi omo base of operation na say omo base ni bi hospital underground. Omo sisi wa until omo blending with the public. Inti abe difficult ama Israel for say ometimi Palestine for soldiers na ida akontokwa. It's because of hostages are being maintained. That is the reason why Israel for ometimi attack Palestine. At the same time, that is the reason why I saw to say Israel for attack Palestine. No more videos, no pictures, no bar. We will say victims near citizens near the adi. Bibina soldiers and no matter citizens. By also Omama na difficult ama Israel for some be attack you because someone attack you and there's a possibility say be attack civilian. And number two, say what attack you na say bad TV so obi adwen and say we ni papa for like hukum innocent people. Inti amana difficult say Israel for be attack. And no go for no motimi atrase ya develop weapons na no motimi develop weapon bia. E betimi aba wo shot dem ba be kum kwa. Onkwa ne ba be kum. You understand? Inti no na recently omo deploy omo di kum Palestine for mo soldiers for ni penny for ni bia. E ma recently Donald Trump ekoko of a peace treaty afi the both sides omo ya agree. Inti mimi nim the reason why we dey say omo call UN meeting Donald Trump buy or the good news na buy. And you more bekai nyina good news was stopping to kwa why say LGBTQ ne ade ne sanema na oba stopping nyina good news not the buy. And the mimi should nim how obe approach this kind of narrative say obi aba present good news nipa kon ne side and I say the position understand that will take you nyina a good news to mo present indeed nyina say good news you agree but oba you have come and take the opposite side. Like me, I do not understand. Good news nina is nipa kon na achieve nina obi ampoano. Ba oba no, oba be take the side of Sanipa no enemy, which is China. And I was also driving forward the narrative say USA for any bully China. By a shady muswa, China for much US or more the tariff for how much for a long time. Send you espionage, omotimi send the spy. Nancy mo see China ni bi say kokwa poison university bi omunsu so food source so say we dey hwɛ China for the America for nyina achi still na wo say wo kwa support no mo kwa ye into relationship because say USA for able yet anum say na COVID buy yet anum say na China for omutimi free omukrom eba obo ase ba betugu yet anum say na niema bebre China for yi na yesi hu ye. Yet say China goods are flooding into the country, inferior goods. So China ni ever return earpiece mount 20 cities. So what you 20 cities? What the materials 10 cities na ye. So be you 20 cities no. That's what them added the mount. I didn't use 2-3 months. Na say ya 20 cities. Ashi. So what the 20 cities no. Esanso kokoye investment. That's what sounds to produce more earpieces. Or any at 10 cities now. Already now, oba benya profit 10 cities. Wasanso sa ba benya 20 cities now with the man. Into no ko wenya 300% profit off of adena auto you know. But wo adena auto within 3-4-5 months, na de na say. Ne enye user review. It is like who that 20 cities na ke down na ka with the investment. We dey say every month be an 10 pesos and ka within 6 months ka benya 20 cities 60 pesos. That 20 cities is like worry, washing, what's saying. But oh no, what you mean business, I'm at 20 cities, about than the 500 cities. Now, what you want now, catch them so we will just our business with here. You say within 3, 4, 5 months now, year piece never send. We best have 2 year piece bill, another 20 cities bill. It will then away. What are you doing? It will catch them say, Nipa will say, any relationship. That's a woman who say, a new mom, wow. Asking will be on the kind of crash. Mimi, I don't have any problem. This is what they are doing, and we are all spectators. So let's watch. Mimi, to me, it's a bad idea. But if Kwesi Pratt has come inside and declared that he is happy, no problem.
World countries and so on. So when you deal with China, you have a win-win situation. You understand? So I'm so very happy that the president, John Dramani Mahama, recognized this and decided to go to China and has been received at the highest level in Chinese society.
Well, before you go ahead, help us appreciate this. So he's been to Japan, he's been to Singapore, and now in China. Do you see any sort of shift in foreign policy relative to the kinds of countries that we want to build business with? I don't know.
Is it really thinking about
You're allowed to think
the foreign
about
relationship
but
part?
allow me to say what I want to say
right.
the way I want to say it. Okay. Yes. So I noticed that there's this development, and I think that it's a very important development. And one of the issues which has come up during this, when I was talking about how he was received by President Xi Jinping himself, and was given a befitting welcome, we are comparing Ghana to China, so you know what I'm talking about. And he was given more than a befitting welcome. And I'm happy that he was able to meet at these very, very high levels and discuss important matters of trade and Chinese assistance and so on. One of the things which has come up is the zero tariff offer by the Chinese.
And no, no, Omukwa no because zero tariff. Tariff na zero data. I don't know zero data. Yesterday after we say Marrakesh agreement to the end. So exporting and we importing raw materials. There's no tariff on them. It's a tariff no. And then China for them export oil raw material. Ne cocoa by cocoa no by sisi a omanga so mutimi yo made. Enti e dey bi on import exporting fruit and vegetables. Ne raw material. Ne because of Marrakesh agreement 0% tariff. Into China for because almost say offer 0% alignment. I do not understand. But you let's continue.
Interestingly, this is not a new offer.
Right.
It's an old offer. I mean, 5 years ago, I heard about this 5 years ago and so on.
And
it is not an offer which is being made exclusively to Ghana. I think this zero tariff regime is virtually for all African countries.
So why is he risking
this?
It's a good
initiative. And the president said,
how can you say that this thing has been there for a long time and then also qualify it to be an initiative? If it has been there, then it was initiated a long time ago. It is no longer an initiative. It is an ongoing something.
that we have to tie up the loose ends by the end of October. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that. And we then will be able to take advantage of the export market in China and boost our exports. I'm told that over the last couple of years, we have increased our exports to China by only 11%. Within the same period, Chinese exports to Ghana have increased by 45%.
Wondering whom you know me
to work towards.
You think you need to pay a radical? So I don't know. Is it like you Bishop Bion and all writing problems? No, but like problems now or trauma, it's the wrong one. Like I don't know. I do not know. It's like I don't know.
Certain balance.
I'm just lost for words
between Ghana and China. There are a number of China is developing very, very fast. I mean, the Chinese leaders are thinking outside the box and so on. So one of the things that
so that would suggest that our leaders are not.
China was interested in was our cocoa. Now China is producing its own cocoa and is doing it, with the most modern, methods and so on.
Enti on say send your China for na omo import cocoa free Ghana. Oma ya afi omo hu say omo do omo sika nyina e mind to because cocoa na omo to free en chen is ka. Enti on say sometimes na tariff na Ghana so no me hwe don't say raw material, so it was not that significant. But on one casa timia manager see on one casa cocoa factory. Like cocoa producing factory system and casa made of you. In Jones and Casas can come the bay important. I feel you on one casa on the bed, on the PPA or Moko. Nasa can massive. And to me, meaning the reason why send your answer will be a problem. Only problem, a cocoa. When Timia solves our problem. Mimi nim the reason why Ubia ya sadi bisi. Sa wo pese oni ni fa ne father fu ana so pese follow suit a e de na be. Ti onipa no amba won chen yo. China fu amba ha no si amba bi so akoko ye classroom. Omo ye ni nyina wo mu krom. Wo ma amba won chen amba me busa for textbook, wo ma amba won chen me busa for farmers, wo ma amba won chen me busa for scout, wo ma me busa low, wo ma me busa asase, me busa soil, nothing. And one is so my a quite almost fast so we are definitely some before I saw you even on contest definitely by only motion. See any motion so the government officials on inform or my ignorant of it. Nobody cares. Enti omatimi is hard to see. Now we do who say who ba solve problem. Who dem make call mu ho. Na say who na who kwa wo sha e dey bisi. Ade papa na bisi and asa ade boni ni bisi. Enti the deception is there, but we can see the truth. So let's continue.
So we may not in the very short distance be able to send cocoa to China because China may be producing more cocoa than we produce and they may be producing better quality.
Customers in China for customers in.
But China is also in oil and gas, Unfortunately, we are not even producing enough for our own consumption. So then, what is it that we can offer China? And it would then appear that what we may be able to offer China.
Also, say oil and gas, no. Even young gas are going to produce enough for ourselves. Would my DBS? China for motor oil and gas free on China. But at the same time, almost some African countries be almost out oil and gas free on China. Okay, why diversify their portfolio? The reason why I diversify on portfolio is say other African countries, no major buyers are almost free on China. Na any backup. It's use major supply. Na say then they rely on the backup. It's yena nibi. Ye de kakana ewo. Ya sanso twebia mo say omo more than ye here omo say use no as a backup. Like me, I just want you to understand the kind of relationship that Ghana has with China, which has been ongoing. Now, send ye person receive you. Niema esi na galam say no na Aisha no ne animal. Never send ye person receive you. Nien send ye person draw China for to be as victim. Any send ye person draw USA for as police. Yen hwe sankofu we say me no. Hwe ne China for the ye. Na hwe ne America for the ye. Now why na bully one? Until out of these three countries, Ghana, USA, China, why na bully one? Why na also sign with one? Why na good? Why na bad? So let's continue.
Be some minerals. For example, China is very big on electric car manufacturing. It's the biggest.
Manufacture.
And we appear to have a lot of lithium. Is it possible to engage with the Chinese and make lithium available and so on? So,
manufacture electric cars ye lithium na ye one. Yes, sending in an from China. I don't even know what
these are discussions that ought to continue. The zero tariff rate,
Kwesi Pratt,
I think, is very, very important. Far more important than agua. Agua, which is offered by the United States, had too many caveats. The Chinese don't have those caveats. So, relationship between...
So America for ABB, they have offered them something. And then the Chinese has offered them something. But they decided to say, you go with the Chinese. So, upon the declaration of opposition, it wasn't just at the UN. Was also why you're doing diplomatically, Akasa. Oh, me, I'm just interested. Now we are seeing where everything lies. Now we are seeing that the NDC, they are Democrats. Now we are seeing that. Hey, did you see Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, their issue? Did you see how they were dealing with the Chinese? The Democrats, they have an affinity for the Chinese. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why, if the Democrats, they have a certain affinity for socialism. I do not know why. But the same thing that Mahama see. By this time around, he doesn't need to hide it because, well, the Chinese are not spying on us. We don't have any evidence and any proof. After all, that also China for have a spy on us. So he can do it publicly and we can welcome it. Because so Papa Kenya. Now we share China for a year. Now we share one case and they back in they are inconsistent. It's like, by you, let's continue.
Ghana and China improving, it's very good.
No, see this
and I like to go back to the early 1960s, to the time when China and Ghana had excellent relationships.
1960s.
And you'll be surprised that the excellent relationship between China and Ghana was anchored on a personal relationship between Premier Xu Enlai and President Nkrumah. And the two of them had a chemistry which was...
And one thing I know, we chef for national television. It was a campus brain. We are survived. Okay.
It was incredible. They got on very, very well. And that chemistry between the two leaders helped to advance Chinese and Ghanaian interests. It also helped China to contribute significantly to the national liberation struggle in Africa. China was a major contributor to the national liberation struggle in Africa, provided arms, provided diplomatic support, and so on. And it's been narrowed down to the personal chemistry between Premier Xu Enlai and President Nkrumah. It seems to me that kind of chemistry is developing between President Xi Jinping
political liberation
and President Mahama. And I'm very, very happy about these developments. I think we should cultivate this relationship and see how best what we can get out of it. A couple of years ago, I was in China on a private visit. My visits are usually private. And I was having a conversation with a Chinese official. And the Chinese official was very shocked. At the time, the IMF was giving us, I think,
Charlie. Mahama kwa the enemy. Charlie. Mahama kwa Xi Jinping. William say, if say COVID-19 was a global pandemic, then it can be seen as some kind of global attack. And maybe okay, maybe I COVID, maybe I be because if the person has attacked you, then that automatically makes the person your enemy. One. Hey, Charlie. Now, me person you who assemble na Donald Trump can particularly in tia. Etimiam papa we etimia fa playing Africana. Akwa chia Donald Trump ni enemy himself. Like I want to know. Is it the Israel-Palestine war? Is it the gender nonsense? Is it the tariff? Like I do not understand. Because this and the reason why I'm saying that is we do not have anything to do with the American politics. So I do not know how, if this is personal for President Mahama, I don't know how he developed such personal feelings against Donald Trump. Like so much enough that he will go and then shake the enemy's hand. Like I do not. I feel to see the relationship, the correlation in it, because it's not like he has a personal relationship with Kamala Harris or maybe he play golf with Joe Biden. I have no idea. Let's continue.
We have sent a whole delegation, finance minister. Everybody was in Washington.
He just shake the enemy's hand.
Because of $250 million with a Chinese official. And the Chinese official was very shocked. At the time, the IMF was giving us, I think, $250 million. We had sent a whole delegation, finance minister, everybody was in Washington. Because of $250 million. The Chinese at the time were offering us between $6 to $12 billion, and we're not paying attention to the Chinese.
Like why?
So I think
Why do you think they are offering you this huge amount of money? Like why? Like money na obi ambusa amoda. And then omunya free monchen into omuma muska funya sa.
This incredible subservience to the West ought to stop. And there's a lot more to be gained by deepening cooperation with China. And I'm happy that the president went to China. I'm happy at the results of the trip. And I do hope that something very concrete can come out of this relationship with China. There are a number of projects here which are game changers, major game changers. And one of them is the petroleum hub, which is being built in the Western region, the petroleum hub. It's the second biggest project in the whole of Africa. And if you're able to get the Chinese interested in the petroleum hub idea and so on, it may benefit us in many ways. I mean, that's an attempt to position Ghana as the Rotterdam of Africa. If you look at the price build-up of petroleum products and so on, you find this phrase, ex-Rotterdam. So Rotterdam is a reference point. Now, Rotterdam doesn't produce crude, does it? And yet it has become a petroleum hub. So this whole idea of building this petroleum hub, I think is a fantastic idea. It's supposed to cost, I think, in the realm of about $60 billion. Makes it the second biggest.
Now you see the reason why Ayana Mekas and Kofu is saying they are full of theater to say. You can see that now they want to venture into oil mining too. But these are the same people who are always saying that climate change. Like, it's like, they don't really have a fixed personality. Like, some political parties, me breaking it down, my NTNC, the left and then the right. The political parties, the two spectrum, the left and then the right. There were neutral sides within the middle. But let's just consider the Democrats and then the conservatives. Now, you will fear in a nuclear home, we have two types of leadership in a nuclear home. The mother and then the father. These are two leaders. Even though the father is the leader of all, but still the mother is a leader, considered a leader. But she has a responsibility, a role that she has to play in sort of like bringing the children up. As a leader, she has to be a mentor. She has to be a mentor to the daughter. She has to lead the way. She has to teach everything that she has learned to the daughter. And then we have the father. The father is the sole protector of the family, not the sole protector, but he burdens the protection and the provision of the family. So the father has his own kind of relationship that responsibilities that he has to fulfill, and then the mother has a responsibility that she has to fulfill. So the political spectrum is structured as such. We have the woman and then we have the man. On the left side, maybe that's my basic breakdown of it. Although your French Revolution, this animal, I understand. But I mean, I just want to use like an example so that we can all understand. Into Obama and Obama. So you can see that Senor Obama is different from Senor Obama. On the political side, young fans are Obama Obama. See, these two parties are, and here for now, complaining. Then no matter play as victims. But then again, one casa no must cause one casa harm. Since the Democrats never could have been, and I say in the public, no more casa, we are fighting about to stop global warming, and then. What are the things that cause global warming? Mining. Number one, oil mining, gold mining, because of the emission of these harmful gases into the atmosphere. And it will require, like to say, a very tasking job, and that's a very tasking engine and our machinery to be able to be able to like sort of like expose the atmosphere to a lot of toxic gases. And say a share activities are involving a lot of machinery by mining number one. Oil and gold. See, give it to me a share this movement of heavy machinery, industrialization, and also can be. So you can conform contribute to the global you can't say when we contribute to the global warming by China is number one because of industrialization. Let's just look at something. China is number one. See, yeah, can't cause trouble. China is number one. But some way somehow, what me address it China for. No victim. Into America for the bully. It's more quack side with China for. See, I'm on the Avengers of Justice. And I'm more economy, any more country, any more politics, Ediaco. They see a bomb, a bomb. Into America for far, not China for far. America for far, not China for far. Instead of someone focus on more economy, any more resources on building yourself up, on making on establishing industrialization structure and as a foundation. Still na yet who and I see a quack see petroleum hub. Me the minimum the group. But still na yet who and will be manufactured toothpick, will be manufactured matches, not their fin, not their prep. Still na yet hanum say, still na yet here. And yet this animal is a diago. You per se a name for now, money too much, and you know me competition. And look to the point say, yet me put a picky fight with America. I want the year dresses here to the me and to us.
Biggest project in Africa. So if you can interest the Chinese in this whole idea of a petroleum hub and so on, I think it will be very, very useful, and so on.
And if, say, the kind of plans, say,
First of all, I'm so very happy.
We want to sort of like impress the Chinese. Do you know the number of things I buy? And you might buy and you're crying here, and you'll be here. It's a Kwesi petroleum hub. Ghana need buying, and I could tweet on Facebook, and that's what I could native so I can see here petroleum hub. I China for here petroleum hub. It's a bear moment. They will take interest, they will give us something. This is the Anti-Partisan Network. Thank you for your time and subscribe, like, and comment. And see you on the next video.